Coaching enables learners to define and work at their growth edge.
Coaching works best when the coaching process is learner-driven and focused, so that you're not teaching multiple things at once, and also allows for reflection and feedback.
Coaching can occur in multiple different settings and target a number of different skills. So coaching can be in the inpatient setting, outpatient setting, and can also target communication or symptoms.
Coaching is feasible for clinicians at different training levels, from trainees all the way to experienced attending clinicians.
The first is to define the learning goal. In this way, the learner self-identifies something that they would like to work on. The second is where the coach teaches the skill. So we actually use specific language or teach them specific phrases to use for an example of communication coaching. The third is that they actually try the skill. They practice it in real time or in a simulated setting. Next is recall and reflect, where we ask about what went well or what was most useful. And then finally, growing the neuron. And this is where we really encourage the learner to continue to use the skill.
At our institution, we've been using this coaching process to help our palliative care fellows learn family meeting communication skills. And we're also piloting this type of coaching method for attending physicians and nurse practitioners. And what we do is we actually have a trained group of observers, coaches for these family meetings, who may be attending physicians. Some are nurse practitioners on the team, some are social workers.
So the problem we were trying to solve in our inpatient consultation service is that we were too busy. We had too many consults, and we ended up triaging away some of the lower acuity consults and really damaging some rapport with our referring clinicians. And so we decided to do this coaching pilot with the aim of really lowering the bar to consultation and being able to provide some support for our clinicians to do primary palliative care. And so we used this model with both symptom management consults as well as it ended up being a significant percentage of case management consults and communication. And what we would do is we would meet with the consultant or the referring clinician to understand their question, and then briefly meet with the patient just to make sure that everything was as was presented. And then we would teach the referring clinician the skills that they needed to deliver the primary palliative care that they wanted to do. And what we found with this model was that it lowered the bar till consultation, that the patient encounter was actually much more focused, and that there was also, because people were asking us for coaching, that there was a much more explicit expectation on the part of the referring clinician to be coached and to be taught the skills that they wanted to learn, and that management then stayed with the referring team.
It's important to be creative with your resources. So for example, in our intervention with the family meeting coaching, we found it really helpful to train up coaches who were already going to be attending family meetings so that they weren't doing additional meetings that they wouldn't normally be at. So we have some social workers and nurse practitioners, for example, who might already have been sitting in on a meeting, or the attending for the fellow who would already be sitting in on the meeting is also serving as the coach. So again, really using the resources that you already have. So having that first step of having the learner identify a goal and really sticking with that one thing helps to keep it really short and manageable.
And sets them up for success because they
want to
do
learn
the thing that they want to learn. Yeah.
Exactly. And lastly, we have found it really important to identify local champions. So particularly when you're venturing into an arena where that's separate from your own part of the institution, they need to want it, and there needs to often be a champion who particularly is saying, hey, this is a great idea, this is really going to help us.